All right. CIA document. Round two. Hit the comments if you all good. Y'all straight? You good? Red pill, blue pill. Red pill, blue pill. Before we get in this document, all my OG people who've been tuning in with me for a long time, we always said that these people keep a file and a log on every single star seed on the face of this earth. They know who you are. From the time you hop out your mama womb and they take that first drop of blood and they put it inside their computer, and that supercomputer, not any old computer, but that supercomputer, when they put it in there and your DNA come back and it hit, they write you down, put your feet on the birth certificate and all that other good stuff that they do. They tag you. So a lot of us are tagged. A lot of us are watched. A lot of us are gang stalked. And a lot of us are, we be under entity attacks. We be under astral projection attacks, dream world, otherworldly energy vampires. It's no secret. No, I don't believe in coincidence. There's no secret why you be getting under attack and stuff like that. They know who you are. They ain't got time to be attacking sheep. They got time. They attacking you. The moment you wake up, that's when them full blown attacks start hitting. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know what's up. It's already, fam. Red pill all day. Yup. That's why that's the only body of water that can't get polluted. Yup. Team red. Yup. All good. Cool. Tap in. So now, next CIA document, declassified. Project Aquarius. Shout out to the age of Aquarius. Project Aquarius. This is the project that's going on right now. Hey, get that Project Blue Beam out your head. I mean, that's still pay attention to that, but Project Aquarius. The age of awakening, where all the star seeds begin to wake up and all the new generation star seeds begin to be born into Earth. Yeah. The true story of the extraterrestrial star seed unit inside the CIA. And all skin folk is your kinfolk. How do you imprison star seeds? It take other star seeds. I'm sorry, look, man, that's the cold hard truth. But the true story of the extraterrestrial star seeds inside the CIA. You see what they talking about in here real quick. So chapter 19, Project Aquarius and the Nephilim. In the Bible, Genesis chapter 6 verse 4 states, the Nephilim were upon the earth in those days and also afterwards. The Nephilim were upon the earth in those days and also afterwards. They're not gone. When the sons of God went to the daughters of men and had children by them, they were heroes of old and men of renown. So, during our time working at Langley, all the star seeds were asked who and what were the Nephilim. The general thinking had always been that they were ancient mythical giants, with the word mythical used in the context that the Nephilim had never existed in reality. Used in the context. Key word right there. They were the Freddy Kruegers of biblical times, but I saw the look of concern in the eyes of those asking. The answer that they were seeking was not going to be one they wanted to hear. Their concern was well founded. Here we go. The emotional mood of the disgust would spin from amazement through to dread. millenniums ago, in a period of lost knowledge, there were huge beings called the Ugareti, which mean giants. The Hebrew word was Nephilim. The Bible states many kingdoms were ruled by them. Many kingdoms were ruled by them. Let me stop right there. Y'all know how I always say that tribe of Japhet and Esau and Edom and all of them were melanated before the genetic mutation flipped 8,000 years ago, or 6,000 years ago, as some want to say, but 8,000 years ago? Okay, so now, if the genetic mutation haven't flipped till 8,000 years ago, the Nephilim were melanated. Hercules was a Nephilim. He was a demigod. You know, Gaia, Mother Gaia that we own right now, giant. Nephilim. You feel me? Titans. Melanated. Your ancestors? Yeah. Come on, man. Look. Who you think you are out here in these streets? Ye are gods. Some of us are demigods. Some of us are hybrids. Some of us are Nephilim. But before the Anglo-Saxons got to the story and twisted it all up, the Nephilim were actually heroes of the stories. Hercules, you know what I'm saying? And others. Told you, everything is told in reverse. Pretty much everything that was bad is good, and everything that's good is bad. Shout out to Pastor Troy, who dropped that song Vice Versa, because he was on point. If heaven was hell and vice versa, if I told you go to hell, would you thought I curse her? If heaven was hell or vice versa, would you start doing evil in order to nurture? If heaven was hell and vice versa. Come on, man. Everybody praying to go to heaven, but do they know heaven may not be the place to go? Can I ask, heaven was hell and vice versa? Come on, man. Come on, heaven was hell and vice versa. Y'all know Pastor Troy, you feel me? What you gonna do on Christmas? I'm probably gonna smoke a pound of weed and ease the earth. It's Satan's birth. Oh, man. Hey. Now y'all know why nobody in the industry like Pastor Troy. It ain't because he was lame, because all his songs were smash hits. It's because he wouldn't sell out and he was dropping information he wasn't supposed to drop. But many kingdoms, the Bible states many kingdoms was ruled by them. Our understanding is based on the records of Og, the ruler of Busham, the Sumerian tale of Gilgamesh, who searched for eternal life, and Ankh or Unk, one of the kings of the valley of Kadesh, Paran or Paran. These kings were defeated by Joshua once Moses entered the promised land. These kings were defended by Joshua. The letter J wasn't invented, so these kings were killed by Yahshua. Yahshua is in the Old Testament. Yahshua is in the Old Testament. He took over after Moses died. Again, who wrote your New Testament? The Most High said his words will never change. In the Old Testament, his words will never change. His commandments will never change. Yahshua was in the Old Testament with Moses. So who is Jesus in the New Testament? Come on, y'all know that's a rapist. Quit playing with me. Y'all know that's a rapist. Quit playing with me. So once Moses entered the promised land, the most famous of all these accounts was King David, who slew Goliath, who was also a Nephilim. And when I pulled up the family tree, y'all remember that live when I pulled up the family tree? I think I still got it on here. I might pull it up later on. But Goliath, what part of the family tree he was part of again? King. Canaanite. He was a Canaanite, which means he was from the tribe of Ham. So Goliath was from the tribe of Ham. King David was from Shem. And that all skinfolk is your kinfolk. We always been warned against each other. See, hey, look, man. So there are many other great stories told around the world concerning these giant beings and may have been proved to be true. The Garden of Eden had giant warriors. The Garden of Eden had giant warriors. Before the deluge, Nephilim was on Pangea. After the deluge of the flood, it was still Pangea. The continents didn't break up to what we see today. It was still Pangea and Gondwana, and they were still here. And we said that the Nephilim was here before and after the flood of the deluge. So they were still here on Pangea, the Garden of Eden. America's the real old world. America's the real old world. Come on. You know what I'm saying? So, look, man, here we go. Why were they there? From what the Bible tells us, the giants appeared to be evil. In actual fact, their role was to guard it and protect the children of creation. Close my window, boy. Dude need a muffler on his shit. Big homie need a muffler on his shit. Boy, he coming through making all that racket. But let's get back to it. Oh man, I am tripping. Hold on. I'm tripping. It's like these candles, man. Cause it's about to start getting deep. It's like these candles. Get your energy cleansing candle, you feel me? Get your energy cleansing candle. You did gotta get the candles going real quick. You know, gotta get your fulfillment candle, because we don't chase the bad, we attract the bad. You feel me? If you gotta chase it, that means you don't need to have it. So we attract everything that we need in this world. And we gonna hit this sage a little bit. We're gonna hit that sage real quick. So now, I told you, well, the Bible, Garden of Eden. The Bible, Christianity told you that the Nephilim was evil. That's why, and a lot of us who, hey, look, man, don't be too hard on yourself, because I used to think that the Nephilim was evil too, until, you know, you start digging past the gene mutation. Once you understand that the gene mutation happened 8,000 years ago, that means that all the Nephilim had to be melanated people, because that's what all was here on this planet, was melanated folk. So, and like I told you, and I told you, they like to paint you out as the bad guy. They still do it to this day. They like to paint you out as the bad guy. They like to paint your ancestors out as the bad guy. They like to do all that type of stuff. So it makes sense why Christianity would say that Nephilim was evil, when the Nephilim was just here to guard the Garden of Eden. They was here to guard and protect the Garden of Eden and the creations. My thing is, who are they protecting it from? Who was here during those times? That's the $1 million question. So, but in actual fact, they were here to guard it and protect the children of the creation. It was important humans multiply at the growth rates that had been set, be fruitful and multiply. My name Joshua. My mind is blown right now. What's happening, Starseed? Yeah, now you know your name. The J wasn't created, so you will be Joshua back in them days. Name wise. Gray's DNA, bro. That's the giants that rule the earth. Exactly. That's the giants who ruled the earth. Who ruled the earth before anybody? We did. Melanated folk. You know what I'm saying? The Anunnaki were giants too. Is there anything good about WYT people? She says, is there anything good about white people? What's that in the area? Gentle giants. They were protecting us. We were all melanated before the great DNA mutation. Everything about us is evil to them. Yup. Garden of Eden. The Greys are the mutations of the Greys, most definitely. Came back for a good question. What's happening? 13th dimension. This is my first time burning sage. I am on my awakening journey. Ladybug, make sure you burn the sage with your windows cracked so the negative energy can go out. They not all bad, but all have nefarious, modest property. Yeah. Came back for a good question. We most definitely need to stick together. Alright, so now, hold on. So, now here we go. In reality, the Garden of Eden was not to be the peaceful tranquility garden it is portrayed to be. It was a jungle inhabited by thunder lizards or dinosaurs as they will be called today. Reptilians. As they were to be called today. There were many ferocious beasts living upon the world. Back in those distant days, contrary to popular belief, not all dinosaurs became extinct 65 million years ago. Many millions of them were killed at that time by a well-placed asteroid that struck the planet, but not all of them immediately died. Mammals who had lived in the shadows of dinosaurs for hundreds of millions of years flourished afterwards, partly because fewer were eaten by quote-unquote dinosaurs. However, the point is, if mammals survived the effects of the asteroid, is it not likely some dinosaurs also did too? Fossils have been found around the world showing human footprints and some type of giant lizard footprint side by side. Oh shit. They also described in Job 40 and 41 under the heading Behemoth and Leviathan. I love Leviathan because a lot of people don't understand who or what Leviathan was or is. And I got another revamped video that I did on Leviathan before they pulled down my first ever video. Like, I jumped on TikTok a long time ago. I ain't gonna say a long time ago. It was after, I'm gonna be already real. After I seen Soul Bacon, I caught these truths, and I caught it was one more. Conscious Lee, I think. I think I caught him, and from then I was like, shit, they dropping gems. Let me go ahead and make me a page and drop a gem real quick. You know what I'm saying? And my first ever video was about Leviathan, and yeah, man, they pulled that motherfucking account down quick. But I still got the video on my phone. But I might have to put that bitch on my YouTube though, for real, you know. But Leviathan, hey, check this out. America is the real old world. Our ancestors, serpent worshippers, sun gazers, everything like that. South America, plum serpent. Leviathan is a sea creature, which is a sea serpent. Plum serpent. South America. America's the real old world. Leviathan. Leviathan is also Leviathan, another name that Leviathan go by is Satan. Now I told you that they always like to demonize you. So in Christianity point of view of the Anglos, Satan definition means adversary. So you and me are their adversary, and anything that got anything to do with us and our culture and our history is their adversary. So Leviathan, which is a sea creature or a sea serpent in South America, is the plum serpent, the land of the Incas, the Aztecs, and where some of the Mayans and stuff dwelled. And our ancestors, the children of Shem, were serpent worshippers, and they knew that the serpent meant wisdom and not evil and stuff like that. And in the Garden of Eden, in Lil, the serpent Leviathan gave Eve the apple. Well, it really wasn't an apple, but gave her a fruit of knowledge. Fruit means wisdom, means now. Man, look, fruit means knowledge, means wisdom. It always had ties to that. So in Lil, aka Satan, aka Leviathan, aka the serpent, the plum serpent, or the Nagas, or Leviathan, gave Eve the knowledge. Eve gave it to man. They realized that the demigod had put them inside a conscience matrix. And for people that don't understand the conscience matrix, hang in there, because after this, we're going to transition to the very last CIA document talking about the conscience matrix and energy matrix. This is the file that I tried to do, but my apartment mysteriously caught on fire and a dude spontaneous combusted down the hall. I'm not bullshitting. Dude still haven't came back. I promise you, his apartment caught on fire. The fire people went in. Wasn't nobody there, just some burnt clothes. Dude still haven't came back. Nobody know what the fuck is up. They got his apartment up for lease. And I'm sitting here like, dang, y'all move quick. But it's spooky. But it all mysteriously happened when I was talking about this. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this, and hopefully nothing spooky happens. So, just hang in there. We're going to talk about this shit. But now, Leviathan. These great quote-unquote beasts were huge and had been created through genetic breeding at the same time as the Homo sapiens species was being created. It is stated by evolutionary biologists that over 60 million years, the upright walking ape evolved. Dodged the hijack, because we know that we did not evolve from apes. We was already here. We was humans. They already said Homo sapien. Then they tried to flip it and said evolving apes, but we already know what it is. Humans. So let's go ahead and keep saying that the upright walking evolved humans has arise two major questions that have never been satisfactorily answered. Firstly, how come the planet isn't strewed with fossil remains showing the gradual metamorphosis? Secondly, if the ape evolved into mankind, how come there are still apes? Haven't we always said that? So now the evolutionary theory states that current humans evolved from Neanderthals, so there are no more Neanderthals. Following on from this, if Neanderthals evolved from apes, there should be no apes. Neanderthals didn't exist. It was humans. The Most High said that he created man. He didn't say he created apes. He didn't say I created the apes and then later on apes is going to turn into humans and Neanderthals and then humans. Well, he said he created man and woman on earth. And he created both of them, us, our ancestors, Because we already established who the gods were. Enki, Enlil, Anunnaki, Salah, and all, we know Shem, we know about this. So we know our ancestors created us. Men, humans, womans, you know what I'm saying? Created us. You did. So, and it was Pangea. It was Pangea. The land masses were together. It was in the beginning, separated the waters above from the waters below. You know what I'm saying? By day 5, he created humans, or was it day 6? He created humans, and then on the 7th day, he rested. You know what I'm saying? All that happened in 1 week. Pangea was fresh. Garden of Eden. You know what I'm saying? So we always been here since the beginning of time. Shout out to that Y chromosome. You feel me? So yeah. So there will be no apes. But there are. Apes have not evolved, nor do they. Not even in the same way humans have changed in the last few centuries. Such as increased height. It doesn't make logical sense. It does not make logical sense. And the evidence to support the evolutionary theory of humans developed has never been found. Because the evolutionary theory did not exist before the 1600s. It's fairly new. It's fairly new. As soon as those quote unquote Africans stepped off the boat in 1619, the evolutionary theory came too with them. So did the letter J of the Bible and everything else that came, which is ironic that a lot of that stuff happened in the 1600s and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But before then, there was no evolutionary theory, none of that. Shout out to Charles Darwin and Carl Linnaeus and other Swedish and Germanic Anglo-Saxon folk. So now, so it says, the evolutionary theory of humans developed has never been found. Minor adoptions or adaptations from change of diet and a blend of parental features passed on to offsprings. Yes, the major breakthrough from apes to humans. No, the missing link is still missing and always will be because it doesn't exist. The missing link is missing and will always be because it doesn't exist. Repetition is the father of learning. The missing link is still missing and always will be because it doesn't exist. Shout out to the Pan-Africans who think that we came from monkeys and stuff like that, because the out of Africa theory is also the evolutionary theory, period. So if a true Pan-African believes that we came from apes, that means you believe in white supremacy and you don't even know you're an agent. My ancestors came from Pangea. I don't know what this Africa stuff is. That's not even the name of that continent. It's not even the name of that continent. So I don't know what I don't know what you're talking about. My ancestors come from Pangea. My ancestors been here since the beginning of time. We've been stumping these grounds. Shout out to the Y chromosome, antediluvian. America's the real old world. Atlantis, Lemuria, Nomos, Nagas. Yeah, man, we been here. African Americans. You ain't come off no boat. You been here. You know what I'm saying? You been here. You ain't come off no boat, man. Look, nobody said it yet, clear as day. But you did not come off no boat. You been here. You did not come off no boat. You been here. The only boat that you may have came off of was the one that came from Spain and Ireland. Shout out to the Sephardic Jews and Moors. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say Ireland and Spain, because of your Chaldeans that we're going to tap into, because it's linked to this too. So now, let's flip the page. Let me catch up in the comments too. So where do the dinosaurs tie into all this? The dinosaurs, the dinosaurs wasn't real. The dinosaurs is nothing like what we think they were, and they did not really look how they look. How they the dinosaurs back in the day, they look no more different than your alligator, your Komodo dragon and shit. They was just a little bit bigger. That's it. They were just a little bit bigger because everything was bigger back in the day. So that's all it is. Your Komodo dragon, your alligator, your sharks and stuff like that. All of them are still ancient to this day. Just like me and you still ancient to this day. We ain't go nowhere. We just shrunk in size a little bit. But that's all it. That's all it is. It ain't like these big ass T-Rex and shit running around and ain't none of that. Mm-mm. Tell these folks to put some respect on our names. You feel me? So you be to tell me human, we're running around here with dinosaurs. Look, man. Spaceships is a boat, yeah. Okay, I gotta stop listening to this live high. I'm dead. Said we came on ships just now. How they speaking up? Right. My bad. I'm glad you cleared that up. Most definitely, we came on ships just now. What they talking about? The dinos are real, bruh. Yo, dodge the hijack with the look, man. I'm saying the word dinosaur as layman terms because that's what people understand. Dodge the hijack with these labels. You must be a first timer. Look, man, dodge the hijacks. Yo, reptiles of today was your reptiles of yesterday back then. They was just bigger. Everything was bigger. Nephilim, giants, titans, all of us was bigger back then. So that means that the Komodo dragons, you know what I'm saying, your alligators, your crocodiles, you know what I'm saying, and your turtles, your tortoise. Look how big a damn tortoise is. So that means back in the day, he was bigger. Everything was bigger, bro. The trees, Pangea, all that, everything was big back then. You know what I'm saying? Look at the steps on the pyramids and shit, all these giants and stuff like that. So that's what I mean, and that's what they mean when they talking about dinosaurs. You gotta dodge the hijack of the word dinosaurs. It's like you gotta dodge the hijack when they say black people, when you know that you ain't never seen a black person a day in your life. You seen brown people and copper colored people and red people and tawny and olive and you know what I'm saying. You seen these type of skin tones of people and caramel and mocha and peanut butter and all that type of stuff. Don't get so hung up on the titles and the words. This is why I'm incorporating etymology in the beginning of the lives from now on, so we don't get caught up on the titles and shit. Listen to the message. Pay attention to the message. You know what I'm saying? And receive the message and understand the message and take it in and research it. But if you don't want to take in the message or research the message, I can't make you do. Believe what you want to. I'm not here to make you or change your beliefs or nothing. I'm just here to bring some information and knowledge and whatever it is for other folks. Now, let's go and keep it rolling real quick. Bro, what does that have to do with anything? I could tell them go ahead and get you up out of here. Like, for what does that got? Have you been to Africa, bro? What does that got to do with this? We talking about Nephilims and giants and shit. What does that got to do with anything, bro? What you gonna tell me? Well, you can't speak on Africa if you ain't never been there, bro. Have you ever been to my house, nigga? What the fuck? Like, like, come on, bro. Go on with that. Please go on with that, man. We don't need that. Oh, hey, look, bro. The giants was protecting us from dinosaurs, protecting the garden and its creations, protecting us from what the beast that was roaming around, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, labels to keep us from our real DNA, most definitely. Block gang. You feel me, man? I'm driving. Hey. Oh, wait. Okay, so now, here we go. So now, evolutionary wave. It happened through extraterrestrial genetic input. Many religions claim a great flood wiped all life from the planet except for those in the ark. That is obviously not totally true. Other humans did survive, as did the Nephilim, as they are both described in the Numbers 13, verse 26 to 33 report on exploration. They came back to Moses and Aaron and the whole Israelite community at Kadesh in the desert of Paran. There they reported to them and to the whole assembly and showed them the fruit of the land. They gave Moses this account. We went into the land to which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey. Here it is fruit, but the people who live there are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. We even saw descendants of Anka there. The Amalekites, or Americans is what it looks like to me, lived in the Niger of the Hittites, and the Amaris lived in the hill country, and the Canaanites lived near the sea along Jordan. Then Caleb silenced the people before Moses and said, we should go up there and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it. But the men who had gone up with him said, we can't attack those people. They are stronger than we are. And they spread among the Israelites bad reports about the land they had explored. They said, the land we explored devours those living in living in it. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. All the people we saw there are of great size. We say the Nephilims, the descendants of Anak, come from the Nephilim. We seem like grasshoppers to our own eyes, and we look the same to them. And we looked the same to them. That means they looked like the Nephilim. They wasn't these large, evil, ugly looking things. Angels or higher entities, or the Anunnaki, were some of the most beautiful people. And they came down and they had daughters with men. So they only said that the children were giants. They ain't say deformed and all ugly and stuff like that. You gotta dodge the hijack. They love to call us ugly and shit. We was just big. We was still beautiful. We was just big and stronger and everything like that. So now they only telling one part of the story. Like they just said, there were still people who survived the flood, just like the Nephilim survived and everything else. They just wasn't. It wasn't that many anymore. Let's keep it going real quick. Let me see what y'all talking about. Y'all let him continue with the message. Ah, shit, I ain't. You feel me? Look. So now, evidence indicate that the great biblical flood was not global as theologians would like you to think, but a massive regional one. Let me reinstate that. Evidence indicate that the great biblical flood was not global as the theologians would like you to think, but a massive regional one. Everything living on land from India to the continent of Africa was wiped out. Huh. Shout out to America, the real old world, the ancient old world, you know what I'm saying? We didn't get hit by no flood. Oh, what happened to our shit? Oh man, y'all know them Anglo-Saxons came over and just started cutting down our trees and defacing our stones and burying and doing man-made lakes and dams. They was doing that shit a long ass time ago. And they did a man-made flood over here. Mudslide. You feel me? But you know, we ain't gonna, that's a whole different line. But Garden of Eden, because the Garden of Eden is here in Americas. Americas, West Indies. Garden of Eden is here. The flood was never for Garden of Eden. This the Holy Land. This the real ancient world. We was still cool doing what we doing, minding our business. That was for over there, Sodom and Gomorrah and all that other stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yakub, gene splicing over there. Thoth, Thoth, Yakub, same people. Gene splicing, alchemy, all over there. Just wilding. You dig? Flood, go ahead and get them up out of here real quick and let them start over. We good. So now, so everything on the living land of India to the continent of Africa was wiped out. Many kinds of flora and animals perished, including remnants of the dinosaurs, quote unquote dinosaurs. Dodge the hijack for the labels for the people who sensitive to labels. Dodge the hijack. Dinosaurs. But the Nephilim survived. The sons of Anak were descendants of Nephilim. Who was Anak? He was a giant alien, or just a large man. Sumerian describes a being of great size named Agog, a word still used today. Noah wasn't the only survivor of the flood, most definitely. Yep, Anglo-Saxons made a mud flood, most definitely. Giants were alive in the 1800s too, most definitely. It's pictures of them. It's still giants here today. Yao Ming. Yao Ming. Well, they said the flood hit from India to Africa. India, quote unquote, is part of Asia. So you got to think of that. When they say, back in these times, when they say India, they mean Asia, Hindustan, or all that stuff. So Yao Ming. Come on, man. Come on. There's a whole tribe in Africa of tall people, of like tall people. And I always said that tall people have at least some speck of Nephilim genes. You know, those of us who's over 6 feet and higher, we have some remnants of Nephilim. Yes, man, it is what it is. I told you, look, not all Nephilims was bad, not all Nephilims was good. They were melanated, but a lot of us have little remnants of it because it was a lot of reproducing with people back in the days. Go ahead and keep it real, but but those like Yao Ming, you know what I'm saying, like, and they were like 7'11", 7'10". He was the only one too. Crazy. And then you had the world's tallest man. He was like about 10 feet. Then you had one that was 8 feet. Then you had the tallest woman who was like about 8 feet, 9 feet. And they still out here, but they don't have long lives. They don't live a long time because of the Nephilim gene that's inside of them. It's not meant for them to live long no more. That life is cut short. It is what it is. Yep, Magog. So, oh yeah, okay, let's flip the page real quick. So, and let's see where we at. And to express amazement, or could it have been a different person? Magog or Agog was a giant ruler who had 3 sons. Had 3 sons. Pause right there. What tribe Magog is from? If anybody remember me pulling up the family tree, what tribe is Magog from? From India to Africa. That's not Esau and Edom. That's Japhet. So now, Magog, a giant ruler who had 3 sons. He hated humans for they reminded him of the death and destruction of Magog's own people had caused. A similar story in the Greek tales of Anax, the ruler of Kerja Araba. So 3 cultures separated by thousands of years all tell much the same story. Remains of these giants have been found in Greece, ancient Mesopotamia, North and South America, England, the Middle East, Africa, India, and China. They were not just a fairy tale told to keep unruly children and adults in line. They actually lived. In Sumerian, the word Gal or Gaul means large, huge, or big. Sumerian writings mention the Nephilim, and interestingly, the word Anunnaki is also used by them as an early description. So, y'all want to know how dope this live is? Because everybody on this live right now, y'all dope. We dope. Because we be dropping gems that's different from the norm. Y'all want to know how dope this live is and how good we've been connecting dots and we've been on the road. Y'all remember in the beginning of the live where we talked about them astro projecting to Mars, and we talked about how the beings was very tall, very large, slim, pyramids. They was looking for another place to inhabit it because their place was dying. And we already told you about Nibiru, and the Sirius star constellation was already dying. So these Anunnaki was bouncing from planet to planet to looking for a place that was inhabitable. These Anunnaki were the worst God's sons. Think the Anunnaki had to come from somebody as well. They didn't just poof out of nowhere. They have fathers and mothers as well. That's going way back to some galactic family tree shit right there. They got fathers and mothers too. So these are the sons and daughters of God. They was bouncing around from planet to planet, looking for an inhabitable place to live. They landed on Earth, but they gonna say that, they landed on a place with volcanic and gas chambers. Y'all landed by Nevada or California, somewhere in the desert. That's what I get from that. So they landed here, and they just start doing their thing in the beginning. They just start doing their thing in the beginning because their mother and father who gave birth to the Anunnaki, their father and mother are the ones who created just there was darkness and then poof, just make man in our image. And these are Father, God, Anunnakis and everything with the creation in the beginning. And the Anunnaki that we be talking about today are their descendants. You know what I'm saying? We got to go, whew, this family tree go deep. So this is their family tree. So now we know that a ship of them left Mars a long ass time ago and they never came back, right? Okay, cool. So now we fast forwarded. Now another ship came back, but that was like 1984 and shit like that when they came back, the rest of them and stuff like that. But the first group who left came here and they started doing what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? Just, creating humans. Well, humans was already here because of the fathers, their fathers and mothers when they was creating in the beginning. They already put humans here, or Homo sapiens. So when they came anyways and they start gene splicing and mixing, this is the God's son coming down mating with the daughters of men because it was still the Garden of Eden and Pangea and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So this is that story right there. When the Anunnaki came here, that's the God's sons. Humans was already here because of their parents before created everything and already put us here. So they had intercourse with the daughters of men, and then the men that was already here had intercourse with the daughters of God. They like writing out the women, but they had kids with the daughters of God, and also had a different line of Nephilim. But that's a whole different hybrid story right there. So that's that. I just want to catch everybody up to speed because everything we just talked about links up right there to this right here. So this shit's dope. That's why you got to dodge the hijack with the Gregorian calendar and everything. Everything is fairly new to a sense, but yeah. So the daughters of men, you got the Nephilim. Everything's melanated and shit like that. Excuse my language, but everything's melanated and stuff like that. Tribe of Japhet still don't like Tribe of Shem. You got Ham playing both sides of the fence. They be playing both sides of the fence. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Esau, Edom in the cut just trying to snake folk like that. Man, look, it was going down in the beginning of the time. Let's keep it rolling though. So let me catch up in the comments real quick. See what y'all talking about. Gotta dodge the hijack all day. That's why they so obsessed with Bigfoot. Most definitely, them wild men. That's all Bigfoot is. Yup, the Samaria tablet talks about the Anunnaki. Yup. Keep chopping. Most definitely these truths. That's the real meat of everything. Middle Eastern, yup. That's how the covenant was broken. Sin became, most definitely. Yeah, cuz I missed a lot from your other live. And I'm glad you can tap in right now, Cushington. I wonder how the aliens landing here in the 80s connects to the war on drugs. Hey, I don't know. But that's a rabbit hole that we willing to investigate right there. Damn, bro, why smokers can't never find their lighters, dog? Oh, it's in my lap. I'm tripping. So now, where we left off at? Okay, so now, from the description in Samuel chapter 17, verse 4, Goliath, the Palestine soldier, must have been around 10 foot tall. Pause. Remember, I told you Goliath, if you go to the original King James 1611 Bible, it got the whole family tree on there. Goliath is from Canaan bloodline. You know what I'm saying? He's from the Canaan bloodline, which means he's from the Ham bloodline. And he's a Palestine soldier. The land of Shem is here in America, Garden of Eden. So y'all know who land that is, right? All right, let's keep it going. So now, he been around 10 foot tall. So we already seen how big 10 foot tall is. If you don't know, go to Google, type in the 10 foot tall man. They're gonna show you a picture of him. I think it was like early 90s. Then you had another one in the 1800s. Go look at him. That's the size of Goliath right there. So boom. The weight of his armor was about 156 pounds. His spear was 26 foot long and weighed 17 pounds. Goliath was man, it's cut off on I got that banner in my way. Hope y'all can see it. What's that say? David picked up 5 stones for his slingshot, and it is assumed he was afraid of missing with his first shot. But the account in Samuel says there were 4 other giants in the Palestine camp. There is no record of them challenging the Israeli army after Goliath had been killed. And where did they go? The Adventures of Gargaton are a popular legend in France where they were known as the Giants of Flanders. It is said they were gardeners of the earth and oversaw the development of life here. We were asked by the CIA if this was true. All we could say is we knew nothing about them. There are plenty other accounts of giants from ancient times. King Og was noted for his extra large bed. It was 14 feet long and 6 feet wide. The king height was over 12 foot. The Roman Caesar Maximus documented as, we're gonna flip the page. Let's see what y'all talking about in here. Cause you in there light. You in there lit. Hey, you feel me? I can't watch American Horror Story. Get Out was a scary movie to me. I'm now watching it. Hey, American Horror Story cool. It's definitely not what you think it is. Don't be surprised when you see us get out of those spaceships, Parliament. You already know. Hey, flip the page real quick. So, Greek mythology introduced the giant Cyclops. With their one eye and mean temperament, the monsters of thunder and lightning were called the Titans. They were divine beings who were the monsters of the universe and life here on Earth, the creators of mankind according to ancient Greeks. For one, ancient Greeks, we already know who the ancient Greeks is. You know what I'm saying? We already know who they is. If you don't know who they are, go ahead and hop off. You can type in pictures of ancient Romans and ancient Greeks. They gonna pop up looking like your brother down the street. So, ancient Greeks. Huh. The creators of mankind. What? Titans, divine beings. Huh. Uh-huh. So now, they were also the bastards of divine intercourse, the masters of death and destruction. The gods, Zeus was the father. He was a titan and could take on the appearance of an animal if he so desired. Shape-shifting is as old as the rocks that these giants are accused of throwing around. If this titan can shapeshift into an animal, don't you think? Haven't we seen Hercules? Didn't we seen? I'm talking about the cartoon, us '90s babies. You remember that cartoon Hercules when Zeus was that statue, and when he came to life, he shrunk himself down to Hercules size. He was human size then. So now, how you know they not walking amongst us? How you know some of us are not them? How do you make God forget that He is a God? You enslave Him. You know what I'm saying? How do you conquer God? You make Him forget He is a God. Come on, man. Spiritualness. But just think about it. All these guys are still here. They walking amongst us. We don't even know that they walking amongst us. They're shapeshifters. Shapeshifters. Come on, man. Shapeshifters. And let me go ahead and make this clear too. Shapeshifters and reptilians are two different beings. I'm gonna go ahead and make that clear because a lot of people don't understand that, and due to a lot of pseudo stuff that's floating around in the world, people think that reptilians are shapeshifters and shapeshifters are reptilians. They are not the same thing. Only certain reptilians can shapeshift. They are called chameleons. Chameleons are the only reptilians that can shapeshift. They blend into the environment and shit like that. So boom. But then you got real life shapeshifters. You know what I'm saying? Such as Mystique from X-Men. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna touch too much on that. We just gonna go ahead and leave it right there though. So shapeshifter. I gotta do this before we keep going. I gotta do this before we do it. Shout out to my Peso Christ videos if y'all haven't did it, because now we know that Zeus is Thoth. Shape-shifting, I go by many names. Oh man, I love y'all and this platform y'all gave me, man, because it's dope. So, in Hindu mythology, they were called the Divas. Shout out to my sisters. Beyonce. What did Beyonce say when she dropped that song? Come on, man. Lower and lesser gods of heavy stature. They also others called Krishna. Krishna. Arjuna or Uwana and Tuathea de Dana. I know I butchered it, but y'all hang in there. The Celts had their own giants called Tuathea. The Celts, year of Chaldeans, tribe of Shem, Afrashot, Salah, Hebrew, Israelite, yeah. The Celts. At the the Tuathea, I know I'm butchering that, but y'all know what it is, were defeated by the Celts at the Battle of Mog. It's interesting and beyond coincidence that the Hindu and the Celts had a very same name for their giants. Huh. Is it? The skeleton of a giant toddler was unearthed in Cusco, Peru. Shout out to Cusco, Peru. What did we already talk about? Shout out to Kui Mayo. Everybody already put Cusco, Peru. Promised Land. King David. You feel me? Plum Serpent. Incas. Cusco, Peru. Haru. Jerusalem. Even the ancient Egyptians, no, the new ancient Egyptians over there in the Middle East, hieroglyphs says Peru next to Heru. And the ancient Egyptians always said that their ancient ancestors came from the Western Hemisphere, America, Garden of Eden. So technically, the ancient Egyptians of today are Shem and not Ham. Because their ancestors came from the Western Hemisphere, from Shem, the Mayans. Okay, here we go. Just making sure everybody's up to speed. The Olmecs. Just making sure we up to speed. You feel me? So now, a giant toddler was unearthed in Peru and is certainly on display. At the Ritos Adinos Museum near Lima. The child is believed to have died age of 9 to 12 months. Other experts believe it was about 18 months old. Either way, it was a very young child, proven by the fact that the frontale of its skull, the connective tissue that later fills in the skull with the bone, had not yet completely formed. The skull is larger than the rest of the body. Scientists and paleontologists and the doctors all agreed on one thing. This child was large. Its body was close to 6 foot in length. It had also had a full set of teeth. 18 months old, 6 feet tall with a full set of teeth. Woo! His parents was big, boy. You know how far down you gotta dig to find the parents? Oh, the parents is in there. They probably already found the parents. For real, knowing them, they probably already found the parent. But, whew. That shit crazy, man. Keep thinking, hey, shit ain't no fairy tale. This shit just buried on the ground. A skeleton of an individual who stood over 15 feet tall was located in the valley of the Euphrates in southeast Turkey. When a road was being constructed, carbon dating tests were done on it by Dr. Elijah, a professor of the Museum of Natural History, Turkey. In Turkey, The results indicated that it was around about 200,000 years old. Ooh, you know he was melanated because that was way before the genetic mutation. He said, okay, you blowing my hair, I got to smoke again. Hey. We love you. I love y'all too, man. Those are not Egyptians, beloved. I just said they weren't Egyptians. My uncle was 13 pounds. Ooh, gasping in 4'11. I'm dead. So, so this happened in 1985. Oh shit. There go that specific date, Mars exploration. 1985. Uh-oh. When we were working for the CIA and we were briefed on it, it added great credence to the accounts of other giants being fact, not fiction. In 1965, in Morocco, prehistoric tools were found among the littering bones of what appeared to be a race of very large men. The shortest was 14 feet tall, and the tallest was 20 feet. All were male, no female remains were present. Bones of giants were found in the Philippines. These all measured no less than 17 feet. A 19-foot specimen was found by Dr. Pien Chung, a renowned paleontologist. He claimed the bones dated back 300,000 years. Shout out to that Y chromosome. In Texas, Dr. C.N. Daughtery found hundreds of dinosaurs tracks of variety species, and alongside of them was an assortment of abnormally large human footprints. In Mount Victoria, Arkansas, much the same evidence was unearthed. And they pretty much just talking about how they found tons of giants and stuff like that. So, they found huge skeletons and nothing new. In 1466, near Valence, France, several skeletons were unearthed, all measuring more than 22 feet high. In 1577, around Cantor, Switzerland, an uprooted oak tree revealed a skeleton of a person over 20 foot tall. 1613, near France again, a skeleton of an individual who stood 26.3 foot tall was found. In 1879, near Brownsville in Texas, a skeleton measuring around 9 feet was found. In 1931, at Milan, Italy, 2 huge skeletons were found down at a coal mine. Whew. And at the site, which 2,300 years ago was once an ancient city of, we're going to flip the page, let me catch up in the comments. An ancient city of Cartilage. 2 36-foot skeletons were found during excavations. At the time of the so-called Kingdom of Atlantis, the human size varied greatly. They really were giants upon the earth. Y'all remember that book? Yeah, man. Really giants upon the earth. I got that in this live too. Y'all hang in there. Thoth was an Atlantean. He was a giant. Queen Mu, or aka Isis, was an Atlantean. She was a giant. Come on, man. That all Nephilims was bad. A lot of them are our ancestors. The human size varied greatly. They were really giants upon the earth. Men who were huge by today's standards. They were tall and well versed in the art of war. And I only threw in the women who were giants too, because history like to write them off. They always be like, no female remains were found. Yeah, they was, and a lot of those women DNA are inside the Amazon women. You know, like Queen Khalifa and all of them. Yeah. You know, the warrior women, because they were tall and well versed in the art of war. Amazonian women as well. So many life forms on Earth have bred successfully by also increasing in size. Survival of the fittest and strongest, even 200 years among humans were noticeably shorter than on average they are today. In different areas of the world, the giants varied in height. Hmm. It's time to smoke. Oh, most definitely. I'm about to break one down now. So now, go ahead and wrap it up real quick. So now, wrap it up on this transition. Many tried to convince us that Ramses II was a pharaoh at the time of Exodus, yet the available evidence doesn't come from this time period. The facts are the group of the Sasu Bedouin people living in the serene Palestine area were associated with a giant god named Yahweh. In the in previous lives, who we already said Yahweh was. Enki and Enlil, two deities put into one. Giant god Yahweh. Enki and Enlil were giants as well. So Anunnaki were giants. I mean, where you think the giant gene came from? It wasn't no mutation to be giants. The giant gene came from the Anunnaki because they were already very tall, very huge beings, anyways, and a lot of them had the power of shape shifting to, shrink themselves down and mate with the daughters of men and stuff like that. So they all carried that divine entity. But check this out though. So the Palestine area were associated with a giant god named Yahweh, and this was known by the Egyptians in the 18th dynasty during the reign of Pharaoh Imhotep III. When I informed the agency of this, they were surprised to see the conclusive proof was ever present, but had never been presented to those interested in historical accuracy. The giant Nephilim beings did exist a very long time ago. They were beings of superhuman strength and abilities that caused violence and death wherever they went, just like Yahweh did. Who's the only one doing the killing inside the Bible, man? I told you, they flipped the deities. They flipped the deities on us. They flipped our deities on us. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. Now, when I say that, that doesn't take the fact that you are an Israelite, because what did we connect in the beginning of the life and other lives is real light. The light is the sun. The sun is the soul. The soul, they demonized Lucifer. He was the light bearer, the light bringer, light meaning knowledge. In Leo, bringing knowledge. Hermes, bringing knowledge. Thoth, bringing knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So when they talk about Yahweh, we already said, I got the book, you know what I'm saying, the guys and demigods and, there were giants upon earth. They already stated with historical fact that Yahweh is in fact Enki and Enlil, two deities merged into one in their text and stuff like that. So what you have to do is when you read these things, you have to separate the two and really figure out who did what did who at what time, and who was who. So far from my gatherings of information and our gatherings of information in the over 200 books that we've been reading in the Year of Chaldeans and everything that's dealing with Israelite and Shem, serpent worship. Serpent means wisdom. Moses' staff turned to a serpent when he challenged the Pharaoh. So, serpent, wisdom. Okay, they demonized the serpent. For one, they demonize you. They demonize your melanin. 666 is your melanin. They demonize the serpent. You and the serpent have open pineal glands. You know what I'm saying? When you get ashy, you get scaly, you start to peel like a serpent. You play music and frequency in front of a serpent, he gonna bob to the frequency of the beat. I cut on some music right now. Everybody on this live, over 1,000 people in this live, gonna start bobbing to the damn beat. You feel me like that? So serpent. South America, plum serpent, Leviathan, sea creature, sea serpent, Garden of Eden. The Nephilim was here to protect the Eden and its creations. Enlil was a giant as well who can shapeshift because he was an Anunnaki. Not all Anunnaki are good, not all of them are bad. 333, we all supposed to be here. We synchronize, you feel me? So shout out to everybody who with all the likes and all the gills. So the Anunnaki were giants, and all of them wasn't good and all of them wasn't bad. You have to decipher which was which because it was like that. The serpent is linked to Enlil in the garden. You feel me? Enlil gave Eve the knowledge, the fruit of knowledge. The knowledge is light. The night bearer, the light bringer, the light, the wisdom, enlightenment, you know what I'm saying, is real light. They flipped it when they opened their eyes, the pineal gland. They start realizing everything that we realizing here. When you start dissecting the Bible on everybody's first little woke journey, everybody dissected the Bible on their first woke journey, and you just start getting to read, and you like, hold on, bro. Lucifer ain't kill nobody in this motherfucking book, but he evil. The only person that's killing in this book is the Christian version of God in this book, the Hellenized God that's inside of this book right here. King James, man, he was a sellout, bro. That's gonna ruffle a lot of people's feathers, but it is what it is. But inside this book, Peso Christ, Hellenized religion book that's been passing down, that guy of that book is not who people think he is. And that's the same thing that Eve and Adam realized. Why do you think you got kicked out the garden? If you realize who the fuck I am, I'll kick you out this motherfucker too, bro. Oh shit, my cover is blown. I gotta change identities. I go by many names. I gotta shapeshift now. You know what I'm saying? The greatest trick that these low vibrating entities or the quote unquote devil made humanity think was he was God. It wasn't that. The greatest trick that the devil pulled on everybody is to make them believe that he didn't exist. That wasn't the trick. The trick was he made everybody believe he was God because he wanted the worship. So in order for me to get the worship, I got to make everybody think that I'm God so I can get that worship, that energy siphoning from folks, because I'm an energy vampire at the end of the day. Oh shit, mind blown. So which God is which when you read these stories? Shout out to the plum serpent. You know what I'm saying? The wisdom. They flipped the guys on everybody, man. Who's the only person that's been doing the killing? That's the question. Come on, man. Flooding the earth and all that type of stuff. Come on. Taking all the firstborn. Come on. Like, man, gene mutation. Hey, look. I'm gonna tell you how funny the rap game is. Y'all notice that the rappers of the rap game nowadays is so fixated on reptilian stuff and serpent and snake, and everybody's so. A long time ago when people was talking about guns, everybody was just talking about AK-47s and choppers, but now everybody talking about Dracos. I don't know if I'm the only one that caught that, but the trend of the word Draco started getting real hype after a while. Draco. Not all reptilians are good, not all reptilians are bad, not all reptilians are shapeshifters, and not all Anunnaki is good, not all Anunnaki is bad. Not all children of Noah is good, and not all are bad. You know what I'm saying? It's always like that. It's a balance on here. But the gods have been switched. I just want to go ahead and make that clear real quick. So take that, do what you do with it. So now, let me catch up in these comments real quick before I keep going. The enemy God to them, but not his sons. Duality and giants. Yep. Hey family, what text are you reading from? This is I gotta go back to the cover. I'll pull up the cover in a minute. Same time, yep. They all one and the same. That's deep. Gave me chills. Serpent represents Kundalini, most definitely. We vibing high right now all day. This is masculine and feminine energy together as one in marriage. Let's run that back. Especially those hidden stories about Jesus just killing people on command at 6. Hey, folks ain't ready for that one yet. Word, I was realizing it, yup. I just stick to my 90s R&B. Yo, Soulja Boy started saying it in his name, and Soulja Boy took on the nickname Draco. So you know. Said, why is your head covered? Sorry, just curious things. You know, you gotta protect your crown. You know, you gotta protect your crown all day. Feel me? Or when it's time to go down, you feel me? But you gotta protect your crown when you out here in these streets. But will they return in the near future? Only time can tell. If they do, how will mankind react and will it survive? Mankind will now just have to wait and watch to see what does come down from the sky or from the sea or the ocean. You feel me? The star seeds know what is coming, but the world is blind by all the erroneous political and distorted religious ideas to listen and prepare. The star seeds know what's coming, but the world is blinded by all of the erroneous political and distorted religious ideas to listen and prepare. One last point on giants. When I described the Palladians, I saw on my first visit around a spacecraft, they were actually like Caucasian humans, except in one physical characteristics, they were much taller. Shout out to Dirk Nowinski. Why aren't all the star seeds tall? I don't know, but I'm 6'3", so you know. Why aren't all the star seeds tall? Because if we were 7 foot plus in height, we would have been considered freaks and scared people. At 6'3", I still scare people. Especially when I walk up on them when I walk in the gas station, because sometimes I be forgetting I'm tall. Like it just, I don't never occur to that until I stand next to somebody. You know what I'm saying? But when I walk up in the gas station, I be standing next to people and shit. They be turning around. They be like, "Oh shit!" My mama get married. Like my mama, she 4'11". You feel me? Crazy. She 4'11" and had a 6'3" child. But I came out 10 pounds, 9 ounces. Mama 4'11" pushed out a 10-pound, 9-ounce baby. You know what I'm saying? And became 6'3". But she hate when I hover over her because I be hovering like this. She hate that shit. So we still get looked at like that till this day. You did. So some of us is not meant to be 7 foot. Some of us is at the right height to keep living. So, and like he said, we still do that. Still do. Well, trying our best not to. Our appearance was meant to reassure humans that we are directly related to them and have their best interests in mind. Consideration of others' feelings, and another Palladian way, but perhaps we might have been more successful in alerting humans about their self-destructive ways if we had been giants to be feared by all, just like in the good old days. Mm-mm. All right. So this is the last page of this, and then we're gonna transition real quick. 6'3", how's the air up there? Thin as hell. So it's thin as hell up here. So check this out though. The ancient Greeks tell of a battle between the gods and a race of giants who lived on the island of Pallene. Today, when there is heavy rain there, people find old bones that look exactly like human bones but are much bigger. Modern scientists accept that larger, hairier versions of some animal existed thousands of years ago, such as mammoths and mastodons and woolly rhinoceros. Yet they do not believe a giant human did, ignoring all the archaeological evidence that points to the contrary. The Hebrews called their God Yahweh. Could he have been a giant? After all, he was described as the god of war and also the storm god. He was described as the god of war. Shout out to all my Aries out there. You know. I'm just Mars is our planet. What was we talking about in live? Early in the lab, Mars. Oh, I love zodiac signs because it tie into this too. But it is what it is. There is also an ancient stela in Egypt which I have seen called the Mystery of Shasu. This states that around 1250 BC, a message on a papyrus was sent from an Anastasia first to a group of giants called the Sazu, who were living in a land of Canaan, Goliath, Canaanites. Clearly, the Egyptians knew about them and their leader or ruler, who was named Yahweh. Hmm. Yeah, that all star sees is tall. Say I don't make it right. Hey, y'all still star seeds, man. You know what I'm saying? Say on my mom. Michael Johnson said on my mama's I'm 6'4", deal with the same shit, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. Hey, look. Hey, look, man. It's hard being tall, especially when you don't fit in your car. Especially when they don't make no tub for you. For real. We still giants walking around. We just don't realize we giants because they normalized it now. It's normalized now. They normalized it now. The NBA is full of giants still today. Giants is still here today. You know what I'm saying? They still here today. They just play basketball and shit. They just play basketball and shit. You feel me? You know, some of us got platforms waking people up. You know, we still here today. We just not as tall as before, but we still here. We still giants because the average human being is 5 foot plus. So above average would be what? Giant. Come on, man. Giant. We just not as tall as today. So, you know, but you know, it's a couple of short star cities out there. Y'all still our peoples, you know. We like they said in the beginning, the giants and the Nephilim were the protectors. We just the protectors, man. Don't people feel automatically safe when y'all around tall people? It's just an automatically comfort when you're around tall people. You just hood. You be like, yes. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Just protect us. You feel me? But the ruler who was Yahweh, an Egyptian monument dating to 1205 BC mentions the word Yahweh as being Israel's God. We have different gods. It was Israel gods. It also contains a link to a group called Shasu. Y'all go check out Shasu. You feel me? It states that they were nomads or Bedouin people. They moved around what is now the Syrian and Palestine area, or as the Stella calls them, the Shasu of Yahweh. Theologians have always believed this kingdom to be a mix of Ammonites, Moabites, Alamakites, Kemites, and Hapru and the Shasu all live in one group. I don't think so. The Egyptians clearly called them giants, and Yahweh was a class apart from most rulers. Even historians and longly confirmed that the Egyptians clearly regard Yahweh as a god of war. You know what I'm saying? And he was a god of war and an enemy god. The scribe for Imhotep III clearly knew about this giant being and subscribed writings of highly significant when trying to understand the Exodus history. So, you know, Power Gen bet be cold as fuck. Hey, look. I know y'all needs be hey, for real, man. Look. Right, take a bath and your whole bed be dry. Hey, bro, look. What? Y'all should see me be trying to take a spiritual bath in my tub. Boy, I be mad as fuck. Like, come on. Y'all do know tall people exist, boy. I be inside the tub like it is trying to take a spiritual bath. Just like, bruh, this shit suck, nigga. Boy, the first time I hit my, look, man, if I ever come across $1 million, dog, I'm getting a 7-foot tub in this bitch or a jacuzzi. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like this in the tub. Trying to take a spiritual bath, be like, that shit be crazy. And then don't let me try to stand up. As soon as you stand up, your knees like cat, cat, cat. You be like, ooh. Knees just pop right there. I told you. Y'all don't want these problems, man. And bumping your head getting in and out your car. Y'all don't want these problems. Oh, man. We are all star seeds, but the taller you are, the easier information is transferred because you are closer to the sun. So they all playing basketball, football, yeah. Legs be up on the wall. You feel me? Hey, we be struggling, dog. For real, bro. We be struggling. Don't nobody care about us. So, oh man. But man, they said it. Hey, that's what it was though. They knew about Yahweh as the God of war and an enemy god. The subscribe for Imhotep III clearly he knew about this giant being This giant being. So for the people who was asking me what we was reading out of and everything, if y'all still in here, before we transition, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and screenshot it. But this is a CIA document, declassified document called Project Aquarius, the true story of extraterrestrial starseed unit inside the CIA by Eddie Page. You know what I'm saying? You can screenshot it, check it out. It's, they released all kind of documents because we are in the age of Aquarius. This was written, all this information was actually written around the age of Pisces, the beginning of the age of Pisces, or I want to say the age of Taurus. Is one of them. Is either Pisces or Taurus is when this information was written. They written this stuff a long time ago. They already knew about this. This is why I said that they know the star seeds. They keeping tracks of us and everything like that. So that's why they call it Project Aquarius. So they got